Hey, what's going on everybody? This is John J. Gaming on the mic, coming at you with the start of the inaugural conference championship week. And we got a great set of games here. The National Athletic Conference, the Atlantic Shore, and the Big Southwest Conference going to decide their conference championships today. Should be a really good one, man, so make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you do have to be brand new to the channel as well. That being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. The National Athletic Conference Championship, and we have a great game for you guys here. Two teams from the same city. They are less than 10 minutes apart from each other, legitimately, are playing for a conference championship. Man, you want to talk about a rivalry? It just got a lot more heated knowing that two teams from the same city fighting for the right to win the National Athletic Conference Championship. As Alfred the Great, they start with the football, and they got a decent drive going, actually. They already at about the 46-yard line. We'll see if the Saxons can do anything with it, as Spivey gets a huge reception downfield and jumps right off the bat. Gonna go ahead and get into the red zone for the Saxons, as they will be looking to strike first here in this National Athletic Conference Championship game. As now, third and long, Winslow gonna drop back, gonna try to throw it, but it's deflected at the line of scrimmage though. So the Saxons actually have to go ahead and settle for a field goal, but a great drive to start this game off for sure, as Alfred the Great will take an early 3-0 lead on the Alfred Tech Bulls. That being said though, Alfred Tech might have some other ideas though, as 86 is down the sideline. No one's going to be able to touch this guy. What a response by the Bulls here, man. Touchdown, Alfred Tech. And just in a blink of an eye, Alfred the Great may have started off by taking the lead. That lead did not last long, as the Bulls will go ahead and storm to a 7-3 lead here early in this first quarter of play, as Alfred Tech looking to build off that lead off the kickoff return for a touchdown. Clark trying to find running room, but seems to forget about the football. The fumble is recovered by Alfred the Great, but that being said, they can't really do much with their next possession. So Alfred Tech is back with the football once again, already getting into midfield once again. It's now a fresh set of downs for the Bulls. They go to Clark again, who fumbled it on the previous drive, and he fumbles again. Two fumbles in a row for Alfred Tech by the same running back. You want to talk about trying to choke it in one of the biggest stages. That's how you would do it, you know, having two turnovers to your name as a tailback. So now Alfred the Great with an opportunity to take the lead back from Alfred Tech thanks to that turnover, and it looks like there's something brewing here, as they're already across the 35-yard line. As now Fisher going to go ahead, take it up the middle, find some decent running room, makes it a much more manageable third down coming up for Alfred the Great here, as Winslow will drop back again, third and short, throwing over to that left-hand side, but it's incomplete, however. So now Alfred Tech have to go ahead, turn around, and try to get this 1st and 10. Corral's going to try to scramble out of the field. He gets up 6 yards in the process. It's Alfred Tech coming into this drive, still enjoying a nice little lead here. Still up 7-6, but really got to limit the turnovers from here on out if you're the Bulls, as they have really dodged some bullets for sure in this ball game. It's now 2nd and 6. Correll's throwing over to the left-hand side, has a man in Wells, who's finally tripped up at about the 11-yard line. Huge reception for the big body tight end, as Alfred Tech will look to build off of it. Clark with 2 rushing fumbles will get the carry and not fumble the football, and when he doesn't fumble the football, he can be a pretty explosive player. You know, just got to work on that ball security for sure, as they go back to Clark, but he's lit up in the backfield, trying to set up a little screen over on the left-hand side, but the Saxons smelled it out. As now 3rd and 8, Correll's going to drop back the pass, has a clean pocket, tries to go over the middle, but that's going to be incomplete as well, and Alfred Tech going to have to go ahead and settle for a field goal, as Alfred Tech does improve their lead up to 10-6. As now 2nd and 15, Winslow going to drop back the pass, got sacked on the previous play and facing pressure again, but still almost delivers a great ball that also should have been caught by the Alfred the Great receiver, but alas, no such luck for the Saxons. Although that changes on the next play. Rivers getting open on the left-hand side, quarterback seeing him, and able to turn that into a huge game as Alfred the Great looking to get some momentum going into halftime. Only 2 minutes left here in this first half, and what's been a very tightly contested National Athletic Conference Championship game for sure. It's now 3rd and 3 coming up for the Saxons. Winslow under center, but there's a penalty on the field, and it's going to be an offsides on Alfred Tech. So now 1st and 10, Winslow going to take it up the middle of the field. He slides down as well. A little 8-yard gain for the quarterback. It's now again 2nd and 2. Winslow going to take it up the middle of the field to Fisher. Fisher able to pick up the first down as well for Alfred the Great, as they have to use some of their timeouts now. Down to their last timeout, they fumble the ball again, and Alfred Tech recovers. So they finally get a turnover themselves, and that's how the first half for this National Athletic Conference Championship goes. A very tightly contested game, few turnovers, but pretty good game overall. Though both teams certainly playing hard in this rivalry game. You never know what could happen in a rivalry game. It could be lopsided on paper, but when a lot of emotion that comes with rivalry games comes into play, it leads to some of these tighter games, and we're seeing it right now for sure, as it's still only 10-6. Game could go either way, as this next half of football is going to decide who's going to be crowned the National Athletic Conference champion. Is now 1st and 15. Corrales drops back the pass, throws it over the middle, but it's incomplete. He had 2 receivers open in the area, but froze in between them. You hate to see it. As now 3rd and 16, Wells going to take it up the middle of the field, but he has a lot of space to work with, thankfully, and he's able to turn that into a first down. As now Eli Wells and company gets him a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line, goes to the cage, who's wide open and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Alfred Tech. And the Bulls, 17-6, and the Saxons need to get it going here if they want to get back into this ball game. This will be a great drive to go ahead and get the job done. We'll see if they can do it here, as Winslow will drop back to pass on a 1st and 10. Gets it to Rivers, who nearly gets to midfield, but is going to be stopped just shy of that, unfortunately. So now 1st and 10 again. Winslow dropping back once again, facing pressure. Going to throw it down the middle of the field, though. Gets it to Amafua, who gets it across the 20-yard line for a huge play. What a great throw by Winslow, too, facing pressure as well, but staying calm at the same time. And it leads to Alfred the Great getting into the red zone, but 3rd and 8, got to pick up this first down, though. They throw it short to Pierre, who is not remotely close to that first down marker, unfortunately. And again, Alfred the Great, they settle for a field goal. So now the Bulls have an opportunity to try to pull away here in this 4th quarter of play. The Saxons, got to give them credit. They are starting to, really claw themselves back into this game. But this could be a drive that Alfred Tech could use to potentially seal the deal and win this conference championship game. Just got to go ahead and take care of business here, as it's 17-9 in Alfred, New York. Is now 1st and 10 again. Corrales dropping back, throwing to the left-hand side. Gets it to Hunt down the sideline, who could have gotten a few more yards, but wasn't necessarily watching the footing and went out of bounds because of it. Is now 2nd and 6. Going to try to throw again to that left-hand side. That's incomplete. So now 3rd and 6. Corrales drops back the pass. He's looking, going to try to throw it over the middle, but it's intercepted by Banks. And the Saxons are in business. They have an opportunity right here to tie this ball game up. And what a way to do it here. Saxons trying to storm back. Can they tie this ball game on this drive? They got some work to do, certainly. Even if they get the touchdown, they're going to also have to go for the 2-point conversion. But you just got to figure out what's lying ahead of you. Got to worry about that first, as Fisher gets a nice gain up the gut, getting across the 35-yard line. It's now 2nd and 8. Winslow going to toss it to the right-hand side to Fisher, who has some space to work with. Another big game by the young tailback for a good gain as they approach the red zone now, as Winslow dropping back, but gets out of the pocket, makes a man miss, and then ends up sliding down for a 7-yard gain as well. making it 2nd and short for Christian Winslow and company, who turns around and hands the ball off to Fisher once again. A little toss play to the right-hand side, leading to a 1st and goal situation. As a few plays later, Winslow will go ahead, punch it in. Pierre gets into the end zone. But can they also get that 2-point conversion? 2-point game. You got to get it here to tie. Winslow throw into Spivey, who does convert on the 2-point conversion. Touchdown, Saxons. And we played 4 quarters of football. This game still remains undecided here, man. 17-all for the National Athletic Conference Championship, and we are going to overtime here, as Alfred the Great will go ahead and actually start with the football to begin this first overtime period. First play goes for an incompletion, as they'll now switch it to a run play, but there's a miscommunication, and Alfred Tech fumbles it, and they recover it. So now all the Bulls essentially have to do is basically don't turn the football over. If you don't turn the football over, you know, you're going to win this game because you're already in field goal range. We'll see how Alfred Tech approaches it, as we have a 3rd and 4 coming up here for the Bulls, as Corrales takes it up the middle of the field. Nice spin move, by the way. A 1st down again, you know, keep it in the middle of the field as well, making it easier for the Alfred Tech kicker should they need it, as Clark going to take it to the outside. They might not need him after all. Maybe they're thinking about 6 points. Put an exclamation point on this game, as Corrales will drop back. He's looking around, going to try to run it himself, and dives for the end zone, but it's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. So now 1st and goal again. Corrales going to Clark, who punches it in. Touchdown, Alfred Tech, and that seals the deal. The Bulls of Alfred Tech are your National Athletic Conference champions, winning by a final score of 23-17 against the Alfred the Great Saxons in National Conference. So now we'll shift over to the next conference championship game, which is the Atlantic Shore Conference Championship. The Warwick Rebels hosting the Southeastern Coast of Florida, who quietly had a really good season. They weren't in the top 25 for most of the season, but they have made a nice run, coming in 10-2 in the season. They probably won't have much of a chance to make the playoffs, but they can at least prevent the Warwick Rebels not only from winning the conference championship, but also, you know, prevent them from getting the #1 seed, as Warwick is pretty easy. Your win, and you're going to be the #1 seed for the college football playoff. But if you lose this game, you know, you're really putting it in the hands of this college football playoff committee. And, you know, the ACSA, you know, they have been very, you know, up and down, inconsistent with its top 25 rankings. So if you're Warwick, you don't want to put it in the hands of the committee. You just got to take care of business against the Piranhas here in this Atlantic Shore Conference Championship. You'll automatically be into the college football playoff, as Beck will drop back the pass to the Southeastern Coast of Florida. Not liking the talk about the Warwick Rebels. Pierre somehow gets out of there and gets into the end zone. In Southeastern Coast of Florida, they are actually going to go ahead and strike first here. The Piranhas taking an early 7-0 lead. That's exactly how you wanted to do it, playing against the Warwick Rebels. Get a lead going, and then just play as hard as you can. As on paper, Warwick looking like a lot better of a team. As the ball is on the ground, Southeastern Coast recovers, and they turn it into a field goal. But the Piranhas, an early 10-0 lead here, as Warwick off to a pretty slow start, man. Maybe looking for an upset alert here. The Piranhas certainly come into play early in this ball game for sure. You know, not being intimidated at all by the #1 team in the entire country. As now 1st and 10, Williams drops back to pass. He's looking over the right-hand side, gets out of the pocket, and nearly gets to midfield as well for the nice 1st down on that play. Now again, 1st and 10, Williams dropping back once again, has a very clean pocket for a while, and finds Carr over the middle, but he drops the pass. It's broken up by the defender. So they'll try again, coming up passing here on 2nd and 10. Williams going over the middle again, finds Love this time, who spins away from the defender and is able to get across the 20-yard line before finally being brought down. As now 2nd and 9. Williams throwing over in the middle again. Finds Curtis, who dives into the end zone. He wanted it more. Touchdown, Rebels. And the #1 team in the nation finally gets on the board and cuts this thing down to a 3-point ball game here. As now the Rebels, they have the ball again after a lethargic drive by the Piranhas. Can the Rebels take the lead for the very first time today? Williams looking to do just that. He scrambles out of the pocket and almost gets to the 30-yard line before finally being brought down. As now 1st and 10. Williams dropping back again. This time coming up throwing this time. Tries to throw it the short out route over on that right-hand side, but is incomplete. So now they'll go back to that running game. Pick up a few yards in the process. As now 3rd and 5 coming up for the Rebels. Gonna hand it off to Love here, and you gotta love to see it getting across that 45-yard line. Huge first down for the Rebels. Gives them a new set of downs to work with here. As a couple plays later now, Williams will drop back, throw crosses by to the left-hand side, finds Carr, who's all by himself, gets away from the defender, and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. And Warwick will indeed take the lead here. Now, for the very first time today, Warwick enjoying a 14-10 lead, and after another not-so-good drive for the Piranhas, Warwick with the opportunity to continue to build on that lead as well. As they'll start this drive off with another carry by Love for an 8-yard gain. Is now 2nd and 2. Williams dropping back, gonna throw over the middle, has a man and finds Cole. J. Cole freaking world, man, with a huge grab, man, to the 40-yard line. Is now 1st and 10 again, following a huge pass play over in the middle. They go ahead, hand it off to Love here for a little 6-yard gain on the play. Is now 2nd and 4. Williams dropping back the pass, going to the right-hand side, gets it to Jones for the first down here. It's now 2nd and 9 again. Williams going to the right-hand side, over to Love. Gonna make another first down as well. So you love to see it. As again, another 1st and 10 in the red zone this time around. Love gonna go ahead and take it upfield, and you love to see it. It's now 2nd and 1 again. Let's see. Williams handing off to Love, picks up the first down. Tough run, but does his job. 1st and goal coming up for the Rebels. Can they punch it in here once again? As Williams dropping back, throws over the middle, finds Carr open in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. And wrapping off 24 unanswered points. Not looking good for the Piranhas after the promising start that they had. But unfortunately, you kind of expected it, seeing the talent disparity on both rosters. But we'll see what the Piranhas can do, though. Down 24-10 right now. 2nd and short, though, going to Mars up the middle, who is out of this world. Picks up that first down as well. Is now a couple plays later, gonna actually run it once again. This time with the quarterback on a little bit of a design QB run right there. Is now 3rd and 3. Beck dropping back again, looking around. Gonna actually pump fake it. Thought he was gonna throw that, but fooled me out. Not the cameraman though, because the cameraman certainly goated. Is now 2nd and 9. Couple plays later. Beck will this time actually throw it and finds a man down the sideline, and Spoko, who dives for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Piranhas. And now all of a sudden, man, it becomes a one-possession game once again. But interesting enough, man, they are actually deciding to go for 2 again. Beck looking to find some kind of space, dives for the end zone. But the officials are going to say that he did not get it. The 2-point conversion is no good. But, after a promising drive by Ward, they actually stalled out. So now the Piranhas have the football once again, have the opportunity to tie this game. Although they did make it harder by themselves by going for that 2-point conversion. So hopefully that doesn't kill them, but we'll just have to wait and see, as there's a first down here by Mars once again. As you gotta give it to Piranhas, man, they are certainly playing hard. They came in as big underdogs. Nobody gave these guys a chance, as that could have potentially tied the game right there. Dude was wide butt naked open right there and just absolutely misses him. So now the Piranhas gonna have to try to pick up the pieces after missing out on some points on that play right there. As now 2nd and 6 coming up. Beck dropping back the pass. Warwick sends the pressure though. Makes that man miss, and Beck is actually going to get out of there and get across the 10-yard line. Huge scramble by the young quarterback, as the Piranhas are 9 yards away from potentially tying this Atlantic Shore Conference Championship game. Going to Mars, who picks up 7 yards. So now only a couple yards away. Can they get the job done here? 2nd and goal. Beck looking. Going to try to throw it over to the left-hand side. Finds Merchant in the end zone. Touchdown Piranhas. But they're going to go for 2 here to tie the game. Beck going to try to dive for it again. But once again, conversion is no good. If they just would have went for these extra points, the game would literally be tied now. But instead, it's a 2-point game, and the Piranhas have to manufacture another great drive here. Although that could kill them, a fumble inside the 20-yard line. The Warwick Rebels recover. And now the Piranhas need to rely on their defense. If they get a touchdown here, given how good this Warwick team is, it could potentially be over. So, huge drive by both squads from a momentum perspective. As now 2nd and 5, thrown to the right-hand side. That is incomplete, however. So now 3rd and 5 coming up here. Williams will drop back again. He's got some time. Gonna have to escape because the pressure is coming finally. Although Williams does scramble around and pick up the 1st down for the Rebels. It's now a few plays later now. 3rd and goal. Williams actually coming up throwing here. Trying to throw it over to that right-hand side. It's incomplete. But there's a pass interference on the Piranhas. So they get a whole new set of downs to work with. And they still might be able to deny them. But they can only hold out for so long. Warwick finds the end zone and makes this a 2-score game after the extra point. And that's how the cookie crumbles. The Warwick Rebels are your Atlantic Shore Conference champions, defeating the southeastern coast of Florida by a final score of 31-22. So now for the final conference championship game in this episode, we have the Big Southwest Conference Championship between the Southern New Mexico Cougars coming in ranked number 2 in the nation, and the Sugar Land State Cowboys coming in ranked number 9. Sugar Land State, not the most consistent team, but when they are playing their best, they can play with anybody. But when they're not playing their best, they can lose to teams like Nazareth, for example, who's not even ranked anymore. They might not even make a bowl game, depending on how things shake out. But Southern New Mexico, it's pretty clear. You win this game, you're going to be in the college football playoff as well. Warwick already, punching their ticket as well. But the Cowboys, man, they don't have much of a shot to make it to the college football playoff, but they can surely create an uncomfortable conversation about Sugar Land State if they can win this game convincingly, as that will help their cause right there, as Persig makes some guys miss, and Sugar Land State, surely enough, gonna get on the board first for their very first drive of the game. So now Sugar Land State with an early 7-0 lead here, as Jones will take it to that left-hand side. He's got some space down the sideline as well. Finally brought down across midfield, though. Sugar Land State certainly coming to play here. Is now 1st and 10. Cooper dropping back the pass. Going to throw over the middle, but it's incomplete, however. So it's 2nd and 10 now coming up for Sugar Land State. As a couple plays later, Cooper will drop back again, this time on a 3rd and long. Going to throw it down the left sideline and finds Kevin Gross, who goes out of bounds to avoid the big hit and gets into the edge of the red zone now. As now Cooper trying to throw to the right-hand side, off balance. So no surprises here, but that pass was incomplete. As now 2nd and 10. Cooper dropping back, going to throw it over the middle. Finds Watson over the middle and gets the 1st down as well for the Cowboys, as they look to punch it in once again on their 2nd drive of this game. Cooper looking, going to try to throw over the middle, but it's nearly intercepted. Certainly dodged a bullet there. Now facing 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. We'll see what Jonathan Cooper and company can pull off here. As Cooper throwing over the middle, it's intercepted by Culver, and it prevents any points from being scored on the drive. Southern New Mexico keeping it a 7-0 game, as they'll take over inside the shadow of their own goal line. They'll quickly get out that shadow that was mentioned after a nice run up the left-hand side. As now Moore will actually go ahead and get it on the running action. He's going to do a little quarterback designed run as well. And nearly picks up that first down as well. As now 2nd and 1. Moore trying to escape out of the pocket. Nearly gets sacked, but was able to dive the ball forward to pick up the first down though. As now 1st and 10 again. Moore this time coming up throwing, but he gets intercepted as well by Malone. And he could take it to the house. Only a couple guys left. Very close to being a pick 6, but Sugar Land State still with some phenomenal field position to work with here. These Cowboys, man, they certainly came to play. We are at least watching their A game for sure. Now, whether it's enough to beat Southern New Mexico, that we'll have to wait and see. But for now, they're doing fantastic. And Sugar Land State does end up getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. And it's now a multi-possession game. As Sugar Land State, man, we're only in the first quarter. It's 17-0. They are winning convincingly right now. You know, we'll see if they can keep it up. As Ray somehow gets out of there. How in the world did he get out of that broken tackle? Touchdown, Cowboys. And Sugar Land State making a statement here today. 24-0. And we're only through with the first quarter of play. Southern New Mexico, man, you got to wake up, man. Your playoff hopes are on the line right now. You do not want to put it in the ACSA College Football Committee, you know, for those 4 spots right now. As Moore will go ahead and run upfield. And it's a shame, too, if Southern New Mexico loses as badly as they are right now, because they have had a wonderful season. They blew out Texas Catholic, you know, who was, you know, a top 5 team at the time as well, for the first down. And, you know, Southern New Mexico, they are certainly blowing their opportunity. As now 2nd and 10. Moore will drop back again, trying to get some points on the board for the first time today. And finally, finding Newhouse, who gets a huge game, giving them a 1st and goal situation. Can the Cougars of Southern New Mexico finally get on the board here? As Moore will drop back again, going over the middle. Newhouse getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. And Southern New Mexico finally gets themselves on the board here. We'll see if this is the start of some kind of comeback, some kind of rally, as they do force a 3 and out on Sugar Land State. So now 24-7 still. We'll see how this next drive goes for the Cougars, as Moore will drop back, throw it down the middle of the field. He has a man. Newhouse once again getting open for his quarterback. A huge game as well. He had a huge reception on the previous drive as well that led to the first score of the day for the Southern New Mexico Cougars. It's now 1st and 10, going to Newhouse again, but he fucks it up. He fumbles the football though. Oh no. That is not what you want to do to get back into this game. And now you put the ball back into the hands of what can be a very explosive and very dangerous Sugar Land State offense. One of the more explosive offenses in the country. As Persig going to go ahead, take it up the middle for a 5-yard gain on the play. Is now 2nd and 5 coming up here. Cooper going to hand it up the middle. Gets it to Persig, who is able to go ahead and pick up the first down as well. So now 3rd and 4. Cooper going to throw it over in the middle. Gets it to Gross. A very tight window that was fretted right there, but able to get it through nonetheless. Is now 1st and 10. Cooper again dropping back. Going to throw over the middle once again, but that's nearly intercepted. Thrown that one into triple coverage. Now a couple plays later, facing a 3rd and long. Cooper going to the right-hand side, gets it to Reese, who's got some space. No one's going to be able to catch this man, and he's gone. Touchdown, Sugar Land State. And it's now 31-7 here, late in this 3rd quarter of play. As Sugar Land State, they're actually playing the football. We don't show punts very often. When we do, something's about to happen as a boneheaded play by Southern New Mexico. You can return it even if it's in the end zone. It's not automatically a touchback here in the ACSA, but decides to run it out of bounds. It was not across the plane. So boneheaded play leads to a 2-point safety for Sugar Land State, and you give the ball back to Sugar Land State on top of that. So very boneheaded decision, and it is basically explains how Southern New Mexico's championship game is going right now. Sugarland State, they are simply dominating this big Southwest Conference championship right now and doing what they need to do if they want to have any hopes of making it to the college football playoff. As Cooper will drop back, throw it over the middle, finds Noel and gets across the first down marker with ease. Is now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Cooper going to drop back the pass again, going to try to throw it down the right side, but it's incomplete. Deflected away at the very last second. As Sugarland State will try again here on 2nd and 10. Cooper dropping back, throwing over the middle, finds Noel on the slant pattern, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Sugarland State, and they run away with winning the Big Southwest, winning by a final score of 54-15. So I will say we certainly had a great way to start the season off, at least with conference championship games, where it was an overtime matchup that went ahead and decided the fate of the National Athletic Conference Championship through, the National Athletic Conference in Alfred, New York, or whether it was a team clinching the first college football playoff spot with the Warwick Rebels winning 31-22, or a blowout surprisingly in the Big Southwest Conference, and that is going to make it a very uncomfortable conversation for the Sugarland State Cowboys. Will they get into the college football playoff or not? They need some things to happen to go their way, but man, they just put themselves in the conversation here with a huge win against Southern New Mexico. But it only gets better from here on out. Wednesday, we'll see more conference championship games decided. We're going to go ahead and see Bluffton Tech play the Iroquois Eagles for the Big North Conference Championship. Like the Cowboys from Sugarland State, they need to win big in order to get themselves in the college football playoff conversation. Whereas for Bluffton Tech, it's pretty simple. Win, and you're in the inaugural ACSA college football playoff. We'll also see games decided for the Stars and Stripes Conference as well as the Midwest Conference. It's 2 sets of solid teams ready to duke it out. So it's going to be a great Wednesday episode, man. So do me a favor and please smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you do happen to be brand new to the channel and like what you see. In the meantime, though, I hope you guys are all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.